Right, welcome back to another game. Feeling semi-fresh today. Our rank is 2165. I swear we were close to 2200, but I think we had some unfavourable results in the last couple of games. But I'm feeling okay today. Definitely less tired than the last few. Not 100% firing, but feeling good. E4. Maybe we get E5 and we transpose into a Vienna. The Vienna Gambit. I'm hoping that you take on F4 and I push. Main move is D5, which they play, and now I have to try and. I still can't. Is it takes? Yeah, takes, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah, then this, and then this. Why am I struggling to remember the theory? If takes, I take with the D pawn, and if knight C6, then we. Okay. Now there are some times where you can play over here and cause some issues for the G7 pawn. I think this is one of those moves now. Kind of multi-purpose, defend that E5 pawn, and it's just a bit awkward for that G7 pawn, isn't it? We can always pin when we need to. Do we play bishop here? Do we play bishop here? We could play bishop here and then castle long. That's maybe an option. Bishop here, pawn here. Takes. Back. Takes. That's interesting. To play that as a bit of a gambit. Or what happens here? Here, takes, castles. No, let's just play bishop out. So I can't really remember the theory in this. And as I say, pretty much after every game, we should have a look at it. But I never really ingest. Maybe I need to spend better time analysing my games and my evenings. Maybe that's where I'd see some progress. So I suppose that's the other thing of I'm playing these games every day, but do I see, does that give me the most progress, or am I better off sinking loads of time into tactics, or am I better sinking loads of time into openings? So now I kind of like the idea of castling long. So like bishop here, castle long. Oh, okay, and that gives your bishop some freedom to move. So maybe we start with knight f3. You probably put your bishop here though. So I can go here to gain a tempi. Or maybe I don't even do that. Maybe this. Castle's long. Yeah, fine. So maybe put the bishop here, just to stop you getting here. Takes, push. Takes, knight takes. I don't know, knight. Yeah, because this. think this is okay. Actually, maybe what was interesting is e6. Here. This is okay. I'm a bit worried my bishop is undefended on some of these lines. See, I've got kind of a pin, but the c2 pawn falls. Yeah, I wonder here if like e6 was, maybe not, because you can maybe play your queen here. But I was thinking some idea of like e6 in combination with trading the bishop might lead to some uncomfortable bits. Imagine you'll probably try and castle long, will you? Do I castle short or do I not castle short? I suppose this bishop is a problem for you. Yeah, maybe there's some like bishop. Yeah, if you castle, is that a move? And you play this, I back off. I think I should probably castle. Do I castle long or do I castle short? I think I castle long. Because I was thinking like some kind of these lines. I couldn't have taken before because I was pinned. Here, and then your bishop's kind of a bit weak on this square. I'm thinking I take with the rook. So if I take with the pawn, then I don't really want to allow this, do I? Well, if I can get this and this in, then that's pretty good. The knight will probably come here to guard some of the weak squares, because then this pawn is this. But I could just take with the rook and try and counter some pressure here. I also got the option of giving a check, but I don't think it's super useful. So takes, push, I suppose, is the line, isn't it, to look at. Takes. Yeah, takes, push, takes. Queen here. Maybe taking with the rook is just a bit more robust, and then pushing just gives me the pawn. Takes, you come over here. That drops that. Yeah, I kind of like taking and I can double up, so let's go with this. And there's also no f6, because this is now defended. Why? So I can take. How do you put pressure on the rook? I don't think you do. And then what? Queen takes, I get a double up. F takes, actually no, queen takes, I go here. So you're taking with the G pawn, if you're taking back at all. I don't see what you're doing if you're not doing that. And if you're taking with the G pawn, it's the idea so you can get your bishop out this way. I'm coming here, and it's quite difficult for you to defend this, and then I've got throwing this kind of move in maybe. Or I'm taking. So you can't take with the queen because of here. You can't really play anything else because your queen's hanging, unless you're planning on moving your queen somewhere. Yeah. So I can go e1 just to x-ray the queen, but I think rook h d1 has got to be good. And I can only see some kind of like queen defense. Probably here. I suppose I'm not actually threatening to take because my bishop hangs with check. I'm not threatening to take until I move my knight, is probably the more accurate descriptor of that. Some niggly pressure here, so maybe we play like this. Maybe we should have gone after the f6 pawn, I don't know, but like they've got 3 split pawns. Like this, the structure is actually quite safe for my king. I need to be careful that I don't end up skewing myself down here. So maybe like them running their h pawn is sensible. I've got knight here. Also got like queen here. What else do I have? Thinking knight here probably takes. Don't think you'll. Will you go for c5? Maybe queen here, threatening the pawn. Half threatening the pawn. I think I want this. Bishop takes. So you have to be worried about this. Maybe I come all the way back. Push, takes, and this hangs. I don't know. Gets a bit messy. I suppose they also threatening to come in here. I can take with the c pawn, but I don't think that does me any favours. So you have this check, but my king probably wants to go on b1 anyway. I can always switch over to the e file. Probably this one again, because I don't want to put the rook there and get hit by this. Yeah, happy with that. Here is probably strongest, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. I have got half an eye on this, but after this it gets tricky. Probably also need to watch my back rank, so probably a3. Although b4 doesn't need controlling currently. But yeah, I don't think I want to play b3 and kind of loosen up my dark squares. Didn't really have a look at my opponent's rating. 1200 bullet, they probably lost every game, only 5. 1500 blitz, 2100. So they're probably forced to play this as the defense. So if I come here, here, then I can take. Yeah. Yeah, so what about here, 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 here. Maybe I can just all the way back then. Queen here. So maybe here. Maybe takes, no, takes up. Well, it's interesting. Takes up, takes. No, I'm always worried about my back rank. Maybe I just play a3 here and stay flexible. It's like this and doubling up on my g pawn an option. If I do that now, do you just come here? Just think because it controls the e1 square. Yeah, I'd maybe like an extra move of a3 just to not get back ranked at the end of some of these lines. Maybe you can come over here and like takes. No, maybe not. Takes. Yeah, okay, right. I don't think this works because so takes. If you take, I take back. And I'm threatening check and then mate, so you can't take the pawn. If I take, you take, that doesn't work because of check. Check. Oh, then I get your queen, but then I get mated. Okay, so think about that. So there. What if I go the other way? I take the queen. Yeah, and then I pick up the rook. So I'm just going to take. See what their idea is here. Also this, but maybe not because this is hanging. Now I take queen and I'm threatening this. You can't take here. So that's puzzle rush mate in 2. Kind of threatening this. Because that surely doesn't work. No, it doesn't. It falls to this. So you need to defend against this threat. This doesn't work because you get mated. This? Probably not. Check here. I don't quite have this move because you have this. Is there a better way of exploiting that? Yeah. Okay, but you then close off this line. Check here. Then this. I like that. You can't play there because I can just sack it. And if you take back, I'm on the same. Oh, maybe I should have taken there, maybe then. I think this is stronger, because how do you defend against this? You probably play this or this. And I take here. You can't put anything here, because you end up... When you put queen here, I can take check. Trade, trade. Does this start doing something? Maybe I just give myself a bit of luft here. What about rook here to threaten check and then kind of mate? This, how do you give yourself a light lift? Here, here, no. Here, here. So this, you move away. Yeah, maybe a3 is not the move, but This is a threat. I feel better having given myself a square. Even if you play here, I'm still going here. If you play this, maybe that's a good move. Maybe we just come... yeah, this is probably quite strong, and then I need to get off this line. Yeah. We come here. Let's try and instigate some trades. Similar kind of tactic. You can still play this, and I don't have time to take the queen. I think I have like this. What's like this? That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, this, I have this. It gives me this pawn. And do I go here and kind of force a trade? I don't even know if it will be that winning. I really want to play g3. Maybe I should have played g3. No, I need to get off this line. Yeah, I don't know. I presume maybe you just go back. And come here. And we push for g3. Maybe we just play bishop c4. Yeah, I kind of like bishop c4. And then maybe rook f1. Bishop here. I don't know, I've now lost the ability to play g3 though, I suppose, haven't I? Where does my queen ultimately sit best? I'm a bit nervous if I lose the g pawn that this f pawn becomes real strong. Don't want you coming in here. How to make progress and how to do it with only 2 minutes on the clock. I think I want an active rook. That's interesting. This. Takes, take, you come down here, I push. This? This? Here takes, takes, comes down. I come back. Maybe you trade. Now you play this first. That looks really strong, actually. Okay, this, I've got this. Check here, then here. Then here. Push. Takes. Takes. I give him an outside passer, but I get an outside passer. This is still a move. This, I'm forced here. Here, I'm forced here. Here, I get a check in, and then I come back. Yeah, I'd like to get a bishop here. Maybe I also want to just put some pressure on this, I don't know. Or maybe I go here and then here, here, here. Maybe that's the route. I think I just come this way, right? You can throw this in. Takes, take, but I sit back. I think you want to go. I think you want to go. Here. I don't know if I can get on this diagonal. If I go there, I get pinned. Check there. I want to draw. Let's do it, because I have check here. Okay, interesting. It probably is a draw. The question is, do I... Well, let's get rid of all risk in the position. Maybe I should be coming down to h2, I don't know. Yeah. Do I push? Do I go here to go here? Here? I don't know. We'll somehow trade off a c-pawn. But this should be a draw. Here to go here, maybe. And then maybe this, and then maybe this. Push this. Maybe we'll trade some rooks. Yeah, I'm sure this is a theoretical draw. I mean, I certainly find when I'm on the black end of this, it all feels fine until something goes horrifically wrong. Yeah, just try and get this in. But then here, if you check now, pushing the c-pawn. I don't know, we'll make some moves. c3. I also need to be worried, obviously, as I get further up the board, that coming round behind will then start to be an issue for me. Okay, this feels somewhat progressful. Here. If I somehow make a trade and get a runaway d-pawn, that would be good, I think. I assume this trade is probably good. I assume you want to go down to the second, yeah. Get b4 in, check. Presume you come forward. Oh, maybe I could have gone this way. That would have been interesting. Okay, I give check now. No, I don't. G take. Let's try this. Maybe we're just wasting each other's time here. Who knows? Just got a guy watching him. He's only played one game. No ratings. So let's try this and so now I can get b4 in, but the question is, does that do much for me? It'll create a pass. Hopefully, create. Well, maybe it won't even create a pass c pawn. Here. So I have to take with the king. And now you probably come around the back. But even if we end up trading the pawn, it's still a draw, isn't it? Maybe my rook needs to live here. Here. So I'm sure this is probably a draw. But I think I want the rook here and the king to go on like a march. See if we can pick this up somehow. Now maybe the king's a bit offside. Okay, here, check. Here, takes check. Somewhere then here. Let's try that as a... Let's try this. So inevitably I'm going to try something and end up losing from this. I think you just give check here. Here, check, here, check, here. And we repeat infinitely. Here, check. Maybe I just press the draw button. I think you just come here. This I'm happier to see. Because if you take, I take, maybe there's some pressure, and if not, then maybe rook d5 is quite strong. So I feel happier about this position. I take. Your king's a bit offside, and this is a running c-pawn now. Ah, yeah, nice. Oh, can I play this? No. Yeah, didn't see that. Very good. Right, if you take with a rook, it's just a draw. You take with the king, you lose. So you take with the rook and I'll press draw. You take with the king, I will not press draw. It's a check. Yeah. Fair enough. So let's take a quick look. Yeah, so what is... Okay, yeah, FE is the move. Knight takes queen there, that takes... B takes is most popular. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Slight advantage for me. Still a slight advantage. Yeah, grab the pawn. Yeah, and I feel like we could have... Was it around here? I felt like we had some more pressure. Yeah, rook d5. I was always worried about being back ranked. So a3, yeah, is a loss of momentum. do a lot of shuffling. And here's no good, really. Okay, it still says I'm maybe pressing. No, okay. So I wanted to try and get my bishop on here and win this c7 pawn, but maybe I just needed to be more patient. Fine, this is just a draw. I don't think there's anything at any stage where it will have deviated. Yeah. Cool. Probably fair enough. Good game.